To say the capitalist exploits the worker is meaningless. Now let's just look up the free dictionary definition of exploit. I've looked up a few others. They don't differ from this very much. Three different definitions. One, to employ to the greatest possible advantage, exploit one's talents. Two, to make use of selfishly or unethically, a country that exploited peasant labor. Three, to advertise or promote. Well, first off, I don't know what selfishly means. That's another one of these terms. That has no place in political philosophy. It's fine to say things like, you should do something, or that action is selfish, but this language, like, for example, selfish or should, this is all fictional and colloquial. It has no basis in political economic theory. I value what I value. If I value the well-being of my daughter, is that selfish? Well, I'm putting my value above the value of others. If someone values the well-being of some abstract mass of workers, then that's what they value. It's all selfish in terms of values. So the word selfish doesn't describe anything discrete, as all action is, strictly speaking, selfish. No, the word selfish is used in this context as a bludgeon to guilt others into satisfying your values. Let's say you value the well-being of 10 people, and John values the well-being of himself. You may call John selfish and demand that he value what you value, the well-being of 10 people. So to define exploit in relation to the word selfish gets us nowhere. It's just question-begging. The term selfish is fine for day-to-day life, and most people will know what you mean by it, but not here. Unethically, well, that requires a standard of ethics, and that is even more meaningless, and that stuff has been done to death. Okay, so the first definition is meaningful, the second definition is non-cognitive, and the third definition is meaningful, but that's not what people are talking about. When I hire a plumber, I am exploiting his labor. I take the greatest possible advantage of what he does, and I use my toilet, my shower, my sink, everything that works because of the labor of a plumber. He takes the greatest possible advantage of me. Again, back to selfishness. If he values that I have good service at what he thinks is a fair price, then he will do that. Or he may charge as much as possible for as little work as possible. Either way, he's taking full advantage of me, getting what he values. If I value treating him well, I will do so. If I value treating him as badly as I can get away with without paying any more, I will do that. Either way, I'm taking advantage of him to satisfy whatever it is that I value, as he is with me. So when someone says the capitalist is exploiting the worker, what they really mean is that the exchange is unfair. But obviously the problem with that is that fairness is completely subjective. Let's take an extreme example. Let's say a capitalist spends $10,000 on a factory. He then employs some workers, and in a year, the capitalist earns $100,000 in profit. Is that unfair? Well, let's see. What service is the capitalist providing? One, he acquired the factory at the time of employment, which is something the employees could not acquire. Right? That is a service that the capitalist has provided. Two, he forwarded the wages. That is, his employees got paid before the capitalist got any profit. So this is time preference. That is, $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow. How much more worth? Well, we don't know. There's no objectively correct ratio there. When the capitalist is forwarding wages, giving you $1 today so that he may earn perhaps $1.20 in a year. And third, the capitalist is shouldering the bulk of the risk for the firm's failure. Now, you may go without a job, whatever, but the capitalist is losing. Well, first off, the capitalist is losing a job as well, but he's also losing his investment, whatever that may be. Or if he's beholden to a bank, well, then he may be in much greater trouble. Are these services that worth $100,000 as much as the capitalist profited in this example? Well, if that is how much the capitalist earns, then according to the aggregation of individual actors, then the answer is a resounding yes. The capitalist actions are worth $100,000. If the employee's time preference is so high that they are unwilling to invest in another factory, even when the capitalist they work for is making 1,000% profit, then I would say that that is unusual, but so be it. If they'd rather have $1 today than $10 in a year at all points of their indifference curve, well, then so be it. But this isn't reality. Capitalists don't make that much profit. It's more like employees are making $1 today instead of $1.20 in a year. They don't have time. They need to eat today. They need to pay rent today. And that's fine. There are plenty of capitalists willing to forward you wages today for labor that will probably earn them more money in a year's time, though there is a risk that it won't. And this is regulated by profit. Let's say the electronics industry is earning 5% profit one year. You may decide to not invest anything in that industry, as you'd rather have $1 today than $1.05 in a year. Your time preference overcomes that additional 5 cents. But if the profits shoot up to say 50% in the electronics industry, well, then you may be more willing to invest a lot in electronics, as $1.50 in a year is worth more than $1 today to you. And so you buy stock in an electronics firm and become a capitalist in part. If profits go down, you may wish to sell your stock to someone else who has a lower time preference than you. See how this works? The higher the profits, the more people are willing to forego present consumption, and the greater the percentage of their wage they will invest. So can you see how meaningless the term exploitation is?